Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 11 of Thick and Thin with LB and Duty. As always, this week, we've got the only other person that's ever on the show, LBSUTKE. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Same old, new week. Rehash topics. It's like how we do.
Well, no, I actually really liked last week's topic. We talked about the free-to-play. And so I think it's only fitting before we start the show to talk about the recent free-to-play games that we have both purchased, which we didn't purchase because they're free. The first of which I started to play, and I made you get it.
Yep.
Tribes Ascend. It is a free game on the PC because why? The Xbox and the PlayStation 3 do not support free-to-play models, which is fucking weird because they got a store where you can buy stuff. So I don't know. But anyway, they don't support it. So you got to go to the PC where all the happy, fun kids are now. Go to Steam, you download it, you get it for free. Actually, can you even get it on Steam? You can't you? Which is kind of weird. It's free. You'd think they'd want to do that.
That's a good question because I went to the I did a Google search and downloaded it. I guess it's called High Res Studios. Is that it?
Yeah, it's not. What free game does the PS3 support? Which one? Is it free to? Do you get it for free? Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't count then. If it's a half-ass game, DC Universe. You pay for DC Universe. You pay for the game, correct? You can't just log in and they give you DC, right?
No, I think it's free now. I think they went to
Shut the front door.
I'm serious.
Yeah, but is it free? Because now we've this is what we're talking about. This is why we had to do a follow-up show because we've stand corrected ourselves. Does that even make sense? We stand corrected because the free-to-play model has different variations. And now the one we're talking about today, or at least for the first 5 minutes, we're going to talk about something, a newer topic later. But the absolutely free-to-play, let's call it that, absolutely free.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's like when you hear on the TV. It's not just free. It's absolutely free. Anyway, so you get the full game for free. You download it. You're not, they don't pay a cent. You don't pay a cent, 0 cents. And from that point on, if you want to unlock different parts of the game, then you start to pay the moolah. And so for this particular example with the Tribes Ascend, you get the full FPS game, you get all the maps, get everything you normally get. You get, how many characters, how many classes did we get? We get 3?
Was it 2 or 3?
2 or 3. So you get 3 of the classes. Now, all the stuff after this point, from when you download the game, you also can get for free. That means all the content that you would want or desire is free so long as you play the game for obscene amounts of hours, which is what we learned. If you want to skip in front of the line, if you lack skill and or have a job, these guys, you could pay. And the fees are I think a little high is what we realized. So $10 you buy gold. And with that gold, it converts into sort of XP. And the XP, of course, you can use to unlock classes, guns, honestly, everything. Skins, knives, boats, planes, cars, automobiles, other versions of the game. No, I'm making that part up. But a lot of stuff that you can pay for. And the way they've done it is you can, like I said, play if you want to. But they've kind of made it ridiculous in terms of the amount of time you need to put in to get that stuff. Me and LB started playing a couple days ago, and by the second or third hour, we were like, "Oh, I want a new class. Like, this is great. This game is fun." So they've done their job, right? The game is fun. You get in, you play the game. You're like, "This is fun." But that guy over there is really kicking my ass. And what is the weapon that he's using? You start doing that whole thing. Why is he beating me? Because I am much better than he could possibly be. So it can't be because of my skill. It must be because of the weapon and or lack thereof. Mm-hmm. And so I paid money. LB, no longer free to play game. Am I right?
Well, it wasn't that bad. I mean, for $10.
$10.
I mean, $10. You still have the full version of the game. And then $10 unlocked all the classes. It gave you gold where if you really wanted to, you could unlock a super badass weapon and have it. So it still enables you to try everything else out, plus only invest a small amount of money where you're not like, holy crap, I just spent the electric bill for the month type thing. And you still get to have a good time because you're playing the full version of the game. It's not just like a certain set of maps. It's not just a certain set of game types. You get the whole banana, but now you get a little bit more punch for your buck, I should say.
All right. And we felt, I think we both agreed, the 10 was okay. So we're both saying that. But then, now here's where things get a little weird. You get all the classes. Basically, for $10, you can get every class but one. And then from that point on, when you look at the guns that are really good, or let's say the skins, not that the skins really matter, but you can buy these packs. And for some reason, it's like almost exponential. If you want like one gun, what did we say? Like $10 for one gun? It might have even been more.
It's pretty close. It was like over 700 gold or something for the super weapon or whatever.
So, if you're into that sort of thing and you really start liking the game, then you can sort of start spending more and more money, and you get in this position where if you really wanted to unlock that game, well, that free game could probably cost you anywhere to like a couple $100, honestly. I mean, you think about the amount of stuff they have, $60 would definitely be, yes, easy to spend, I think. Yeah. But I don't know. The whole thing is, for me, the game is really good. So if I'm gonna download a game that's free and it turns out that it's good, well, a lot of people like to then harp on it for that. Oh, now I got to pay. Well, look, dude, it's free. And I could understand if you were pissed if it was free and it sucked. But even then, you just stop playing it. That's it. You're like, this game sucks. Thank God it was free. No harm, no foul. But they made a decent game. And I don't know. Do you think you'll keep playing? I mean, obviously, how we are with games. Maybe like a week.
Well, but, I definitely think I'll keep playing. I mean, we've got a lot of games coming out in the next couple of months when you really think about it. Is it a nice summer stopgap? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something a little bit different. You try it out. You don't need some super gaming rig in order to be able to play it.
It's on Unreal, right? Unreal Engine.
Yeah. So it's a nice little summer treat, I guess you could say. It's definitely worth playing. I mean, even if you don't want to spend the $10, just go in, download the game, and it's going to be a little rough on you in the beginning, but you just figure out, well, kind of hold back a little bit or try this, maybe some more defense, and it's still a lot of fun. Now,
the other game on your menu that you then made me download, because we did like a free-to-play swap, and not on purpose, by the way. This just all happened to be at the same time we did the show. So it's kind of nice because we can talk about it. Was Super Monday Night Combat. Well, I guess I was going to call it Monday Night Combat 2, but that's what it is, right? Super Monday Night Combat. It's the part 2 of it. But they're saying it's not really the part 2, right? They're saying it's more almost like it's a new game or a continuation of the game, and that's why it's not really a 2. But it is. Come on. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, it's still the basic idea and the basic gameplay is still there, but now they've expanded. There's a whole bunch more classes. I mean, like a lot. I mean, before it was like 5, and now I think they're, from what I've read, it could be up to like 15, at least 10. And now it's PC only. There's no Xbox Live.
And the reason for that was
they do not support the free-to-play model.
That's correct.
So,
they wanted to
Xbox
put it on there.
I guess Sony, in a way, kind of does.
Well, what's weird is they said that they both don't, and I thought that was strange too, because technically Sony does, right? I mean, that's what we've heard. But that is what they said. That's one of the reasons they said. So, okay. But continue. So it's like part 1.
It is, but I mean, I would say it's more like you would be in an expansion pack. It's more, it's more Dota inspired, but the difference between Monday Night Combat and Super Monday Night Combat, I think in Monday Night Combat, you could be a little more just attack, and do that. After the few games I played of Super Monday Night Combat, you definitely have to hold back, get your bots coming up. There's a little more strategy to it involved, so it's been pretty cool so far. Oh my God, tanks on the screen.
That's pretty cool. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet because I haven't had the time, but I did download it. It looks really interesting. And now what they're saying with this whole model they've got with their free to play, it's almost the same thing as Tribes, actually. Mm-hmm. But what I really like about what they've kind of gone with, they've kind of gone almost the MMO route in the sense that they said, well, they really want to have this be a platform where they consistently update engine and update gameplay and sort of, not just have a Super Monday Night Combat, but make that series continue on, not necessarily in a 3 version, but just grow upon this and build upon this. And that's kind of what the free-to-play model is going to carry them through. So the amount of money you put into it sort of is the amount you get out of it, which goes more along the lines of Guild Wars 2, which obviously you pay for up front, but the content that you're going to get that ArenaNet's going to be able to put out really depends on how much money the community spends on the game that will help them fund whatever add-ons or sort of things they want to put into Monday Night Combat. So, I mean, it looks interesting. It's definitely looking like a fun game. It's in beta right now, right? So we don't even have access to the store or fake beta.
There's been an update today.
Wow.
Apparently, the devs, whether it's true or not, they've actually released the game. So now you don't even have to sign up for the beta. You can just go to Steam and download it. And they're kind of rolling with it. They're like, oops, we had a little mix-up there, but it's out, so go ahead and download it. They're saying there's still going to be more updates to it on the true release date, but for right now, you don't have to go to Uber Entertainment's website, sign up for a beta, wait for a key, blah 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 blah. You just go to Steam and you can download it and you're good to go.
So we're talking like it's basically the full game, like it's
Yeah,
for
it's pretty much
all intents
the
and
main
purposes.
thing.
They're just like, whoops.
Not all the classes are out yet, obviously. That's
Right.
going to come out a little bit later, but there's still a lot of classes that you can play. And if you want to, they do have the portion where you can do small little pay for premium stuff, and you can get XP a little bit faster. You can get a little bit more options, more skins, that kind of thing. But, there's another game if you want to try it, download for free. And it's even less taxing than Tribe. So if you're worried about your PC not handling it or your laptop not handling it, it's going to handle it.
Man up. Get a new PC. That's what I say. I got a question in chat. No Guild Wars 2, asking if Guild Wars 2 will be free. It will not be free to purchase, but all content after the purchase will be completely free. And so they're going against the grain of an MMO model, which is what it is, which is, of course, you pay $15 a month and you get, your raids and all that other shit. So once you buy Guild Wars 2, it's completely free after that point. And if you want to buy, like, let's say a pretty little skin for your chick, you want a dress, you can pay for a dress. That's the whole thing right there. Or weapons and shit like that. You can actually, the thing they're doing that's interesting, and we'll get off this subject since we're continuing what we talked about last week. But the cool thing that they're doing is you physically pay for gold. So the conversion obviously is different, but if you put in real world money, you can get gold out of it to spend at the game. So, I mean, if that's what you're into, I don't know. The game itself, Guild Wars 2, like I said, my number one game on the list for the next couple months, foreseeable future, really. There's not another game currently that I'm tracking that I want to play as badly. So we'll see how that goes. I got a lot of faith in ArenaNet, and, let's all pray. Okay, so the big topic this week, we can do site news and stuff, but I kind of want to get right into it so we don't spend another hour on the show. So we'll skip the site news. But by the way, real site news is if you have anything wrong with the site, please go and report it to me first. Don't tell me that it sucks after the fact. All right, that's the site news. All right, thanks. So the topic of the day is it okay for a games company to rehash content and sell it back to you if, and this is the if that content is on a new platform? So, for instance, and we've seen it a million times, and for whatever reason, we as consumers seem to constantly pay anyway. But we've seen Hang 'em High now in Halo Reach, or whatever. What's a shitty Call of Duty map they redid? I don't know. They do it all the time. So, you play the same game for 3 years. You're a loyal customer. You love the series. It's awesome. You fap to it nightly. When you shut your eyes, you're shooting people. Whatever. New content comes out. We're all super excited. Hey, the new maps are coming out, man. What's in them? Oh, there's 2 new maps and 7 old ones that have been completely redone. Oh, completely redone, really? How so? Well, they're the same map, but they're redone. What?
They're under the new engine and they're prettier.
There's 15% more polygons right now. That means a lot to you, right? So what do you think of, and this is kind of a hot topic issue, if you will, because, and why am I forgetting his name right now? 402, what are the guy from Call of Duty, the main PR guy? We're like best friends.
Bowling?
His name.
Bowling?
Yeah, so Robert Bowling? Is it Robert? Bill?
Yeah, I think so.
Fred? Anyway, supposedly, and of course we don't know for fact, but he left his job and or was let go, or however it happened. He left Infinity Ward or whatever they're calling themselves now. Supposedly because they decided to charge people for the latest map pack. And it was not within his moral compass to allow that to happen, and so he left. Which I think is pretty nice. I mean, I think it's, he's standing up for something. Standing up for the working man. Doesn't want to pay his $15 to see the same map again. But here's the thing. If we're always buying these games, and like Coromar said in chat too, Battlefield 3 did it, everyone's done it. Is it really their fault? Or, I mean, what do you think, LB? Do you think it's because we keep paying the money that they're going to keep? I mean, they're going to obviously want to squeeze everything out of us, but is it okay? Is it okay?
Is it okay? Is it okay? No. But they're making money on it. So, a business standpoint, yeah, they're going to make money on it. The work to make that same money is going to be less because they're just, reproducing basically the same map, and then they're telling you like, oh no, we have to recode it and blah 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 blah. All right, I'm not a coder, so I can't say for sure, but I'm gonna call bullshit on that because you have the basic infrastructure, so you're gonna have to do minor tweaks to it.
Right.
Now, if you had a DLC come out with, say you get 3 new maps out of it, or even 4 new maps, or whatever the standard is, and they want to charge you 800 space bucks, or whatever the going currency is.
Yeah.
All right, fine. But if they want to charge you the same amount, 800 space bucks, for 3 rehash maps, no, that's crap, because their amount of work is not the same amount going into 3 brand new maps, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah, BF3 is they're charging you. Well, Duty had to pay for the Back to Karkland map pack, but if you did a pre-order to that, you got all that for free.
Right.
So there was an incentive to pre-order with that, and they're just milking everybody else who just kind of sat on the fence and waited to see if it was going to be any good.
Now, here's the thing too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but plenty of people get super nostalgic. And so I think the games, I think the way they justify, I guess, if you want to say, what they're talking about is they say, well, yeah, I mean, it's the same content. But like you said, first of all, I think it's bullshit as well. They're like, we worked really hard on it, because we had to change that, whatever. But outside of that, they say, a lot of people want to see these maps again. And I think to a point that might be kind of true, because when you look at least the Halo world, a lot of people were really, truly super excited to see Hang 'em High or, any of these other maps that they played during their Halo, prime, when Halo was actually a good video game. Whoops. So they see that and they get super excited and they're like, holy shit, we get to play on Hang 'em High again. It's going to be the greatest thing ever, until obviously then they play on Hang 'em High and, that wears off in about 2 minutes. But for that moment, they're like, oh, I'm super excited to see that again. And so that's, I think, part of the marketing or the reasoning or however you want to look at it. There is a sect of people, I think, that don't feel like they're getting ripped off, and they're maybe excited about when this happens. Now, has this ever been you? Or are you just like, I don't ever want, once a map's a map, if it's a new game, I'm out. I don't want to ever see this map again. We played it. How do you feel?
No, I want them back, especially if they were favorite maps that I played. But, I don't want to pay premium prices for my favorite maps. I'm not going to, just to get Hang 'em High, I'm not going to pay, 200 space bucks or whatever the hell it is. If it's thrown into a pack where I'm getting 3 new maps, and 2 rehash maps, all right, yeah, that I can kind of justify that, or at least my own personal belief is I justify it that I'm still getting new maps, plus I'm getting some of the older ones that I love to play.
Right, and I think that's probably, for the most part, when I see these map packs, it feels like that's the direction they go. They'll like, hey, we got 3 new maps, and then you get A and B as sort of like a consolation prize. And so they've got a huge markup on it, right? I mean, it's like $15 or whatever, which I think is crazy. I think that's crazy for all new maps, first of all. Especially when a guy in his basement can sometimes come up with a better map in half the time. Let's face it. All of Call of Duty's recent maps sucked. I'm putting that out there for the entire everyone. If you want to like tell me I suck or I'm an idiot, that's fine. But all of those maps were terrible. So it's like, I mean, with the value there, maybe they sort of get away with it, if you want to say that. Now, where things really get hectic, and this is, we're just using the PC or the Call of Duty stuff as an example. But the PC stuff, I think, even goes a step further. Now, for a game like World of Warcraft, as we all know, you pay your $15 a month and you expect a certain amount of content. That's what that $15 a month gets you. It gets you the server stuff and all this bullshit. Now, as time has gone on, MMOs have kind of slowly but surely taken away what the $15 gets you and then put on more fees that you can pay to get even more stuff. So, for instance, World of Warcraft, you want a mount, you can pay an extra $20 to get a mount or something stupid like that. Now, where things get really shady is what a lot of these MMOs have done is within their development time, they've taken raids, which are the big kind of component to an MMO, and they've rebuilt the raid. And let's say 2 expansions down the road, they're like, and now you get to go back into Naxxramas and take on blah, blah, blah. Once again, you reunite with your friends. They try to like talk it up. And now this is an entire raid. This is something you're paying $15 a month for consistently with the, at least the hope, I guess, or the trust in them that they'll come up with new content. That's why you're paying the $15 a month. Most of the time, at least so far, I haven't heard too many people say that they like this, and this has happened more than once, but this seems to be almost like a complete slap in the face to the consumer at that point, where they kind of say, hey, we're a little tired this month. How about you just do this raid once again? Now, is that something you think is a sustainable model, or do you think ultimately that's going to drive people away? Let's say, for instance, in your case, SWTOR.
Yeah.
You haven't played much of it, but you already got sick of it, right? Now, if you found out that you had to come back in and do the same stuff, let's say 4 months down the road, those 4-mans you did, flashpoints, would you be happy with that?
No. I mean, if there was like something different to it, maybe.
Right.
But I don't want to be like, okay, well, we go here, we post up this way, and we stun this guy first, and da da da. Oh, now there's one more dude to fight,
right,
or there's one more boss to fight. No, I don't want to go through. And some 4-mans or raids, you're doing will take 20, 30 minutes, and then if you fail and do it again, you could be doing an hour and a half, and then finally, oh, we get to the new guy. It's one boss. Hey, okay, that was great.
Yeah. So I mean, it's weird. It's almost like there has to be some level of nostalgia there. Some level has to be there where you spent. I mean, a lot of these guys, and me included in this, because I used to raid way more hardcore than I do now. But they spent upwards to 40 hours in every couple weeks. Pretty long periods of time in these raids, and so there's some nostalgia built up there, but at the same time, there's probably a lot of like hate for these places as well. So when they completely revamp them, they completely, do them over, if you will, put a new skin on things. There is that small group that actually I think does like it, but I don't know. It just seems like right now, at least in the gaming industry, this is sort of self-perpetuating, and this is why we don't have anything but sequels, anything but redone things. It almost permeates into the content at this point. And it's a kind of like, where does it end? We're already going to see Call of Duty again in another year, right? We know Treyarch's going to have their version. Yep. And we know that after that, Infinity Ward, or whatever their fucking name is now, is going to have another version. And then it just seems like to me, can we at least get some new content in the game? I don't know. It's just, where is this golden content that us gamers so desire. And why the fuck are we still paying for the old stuff? That's
Well,
my question.
it's even worse that, we're paying, full price for a game, and then we're paying for DLC, where some, if you're exclusively a console gamer. If you're a PC gamer, at least there's the possibility where you're...
No,
where you're... Okay. Lost train of thought. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
that was good.
If you're a PC gamer, at least, okay, well, I get to download the game for free, and then, if I find it's cool, and then they bring out a new content or whatever, and they're like, well, if you really like the game, it's going to be $10, and we're kind of, expanding this one raid, or expanding, these extra formats. Then I could kind of see, like, all right, well, now it's only $10, and now I'm getting extra to my game.
Right.
But paying full price, and then a monthly fee, and then getting something rehashed, like, well, thanks for sticking it in without, licking it first. It's, you're getting zapped with it. And look, I'm as guilty as anybody else. I've bought all the Halos, I've bought the CODs, I've got a lot of DLC. The past two CODs, I really haven't done that much DLC, but it's the same model. It's because we're lemmings. We're like, oh, DLC, must get. Oh, DLC, must get, must try. And we just do it. And that's why the companies do it, because they're going to make money off of it. And it's cheaper for them to do it that way. They're going to make more money.
Faster.
And they're just going to keep doing it until we show them with our pocketbooks.
It's terrible. Well, and here's my theory. And this is, I think, this kind of wraps up even like the last 5 topics, I think, that we've done. But what if, and this is a what if that's happening, what if, like you said, you charge free for stuff, but then when this content comes in, this old content, that's also maybe free, the old content. Would that, as a consumer, make it so that you might want to then purchase more later on? Because there's this sort of free-flowing... What I mean is, does the nostalgia then make it more valuable at that point? Because you're not paying X amount of dollars, let's say Hang 'em High came out for free, right? Would you then be excited to then play Hang 'em High if, let's say, you weren't, like in my case, if
Absolutely.
Right, you would then be, it's no longer a waste in development time is what I mean. It all of a sudden then becomes, oh, now it's completely nostalgic based. This is something I paid for earlier when I played the game 5 years ago. Now it's a redone version. I get to play it again. Now, does that make you then want to buy more maps or be more loyal to that company, pay more money in the future, et cetera, et cetera?
I think I would, because if I got the game for free and then, they're going to come out for the first DLC or whatever and be like, all right, well, we're going to give you 3 rehash maps for free. We appreciate you being a customer. We love our fans, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Oh, great, cool. And then the next DLC comes out and they're going to be like, all right, well, this time it's going to be 2 new maps and 2 more rehash maps, and we're going to charge $15. Well, I really like the game. The company's shown that they're appreciative to their customer and be like, all right, yeah, $15, not too bad. I totally would be down for that. I'm even, taking one step further, I would even be one to be okay with in-game ads, like on billboards or sponsorships or whatnot. If my content was free and the game was cheap, say $10 to download, and I get all the content, but you have like little commercials or billboards or something like that. As long as it didn't impede gameplay,
right?
I could even go that route.
That's actually an interesting topic, and maybe the one for next week: in-game advertising, which has actually changed a lot in the last couple of years. It's they've kind of been trying everything. It's never seemed to kick in, and oddly enough, this free-to-play model seems to be the one that took over in its place. How else could we figure out how to rape a gamer's pocket? We've done all these things, and I think eventually they get to a point where they know that they've pushed it too far, and I think that's why we're starting to see this free-to-play model, because some people don't. There's so many subscriptions nowadays. You got Netflix, you got your Netflix, you got all this bullshit that you're paying for a month. And then you look at your monthly bills and you're saying, Jesus, I'm like, I look at my monthly bill. I dropped cable like 2 years ago. I refused with the cable. I won't do it anymore. But, like you add it all up and you're hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month that you're paying so many different services, and it's crazy. And I think after a point they figure, hey, let's not charge them 15 a month. Let's do whatever. Let's let it slide. And then we'll hit them up for, $20. And you end up spending the same amount, but it's almost like a mental thing, At least you have the option. If you unsubscribe, you're done. You can't play the game. But if you choose not to, do it for 3 months, you at least get to play and you're in the gaming world. Maybe you're behind, but I don't know what these map packs do. It just feels like if they want to actually get more people to buy these map packs, maybe a little less of the rehash in my mind. Just a little, because I agree. I think there is a point where the value of that content and the nostalgia that content brings you, there's a tipping point there. If the value is low enough, it's like, oh, well, it's only $2 for Hang 'em High. Sure. I think my biggest problem right now is that they're valuing those things the same as new content. Mm-hmm. And that's where the problem really is. I might even, and this is, I guess, another question for you. Maybe if, let's say, a map pack comes out and it's back to Karkland or, let's do, I don't know, whatever. But maybe it might feel a little better as a consumer if they said, well, we're redoing this whole pack that you guys loved. You loved Hang 'em High. You love these maps. It's going to be 60% off the normal map, but maybe it's not $15 for 4 maps. Maybe it's $4 for 4 maps or $5 for 4 maps. Now, at that point, do you think you'll feel a little bit less guilty as long as you knew that the new stuff was more? I don't know how that pricing would be.
Absolutely.
You'd be totally into it.
Yeah. If it was a huge reduction, like you were saying, like $4 for 4 rehashed, and, if it was 4 new maps for 15, I'd still do both. $4 for, for my favorite maps. Hell yeah, let's do it. I'm not just getting focused on the 4, but that difference between new and old, completely. I'd easily do it.
I've realized this right now, Albie. We're basically ahead of our time. I mean, we're probably 2 of the greatest marketers who have ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
The world just doesn't know it yet.
And they got to sit down and they got to know if we sell, 4 times as many units, that's, only a quarter less in price, you're still making a profit, and you could be making more than you were.
Yeah, you might even make more.
4 times the original cost. It's done.
Yeah. It's crazy. Craziness. So I guess the moral of this topic and or story is that we need to band together and we need to say no to the Hang 'em Highs of this world and the Naxxramases of this world. We need to hold hands and, I don't know, where can we go? We can go in front of Bungie Studio. We can't do that anymore. It's not Bungie. Go into Microsoft Studios and pick it.
No.
Where are we going?
Occupy 343.
Occupy 343. There you go.
We'll occupy
Which is kind of mean to them just because they haven't done anything technically yet. Because it's not really their game yet until 4 comes out. But I'm sure that game will have a Hang 'em High pack somewhere in there, Slap me in the face. Bill Gates trying to make me play Hang 'em High again. Makes me sad. No, but I mean, it's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. But what else, are we done? We got nothing else to talk about. I love this. This is like a quick show.
I think so. I mean, we could try to talk about this week's releases.
All right, let's do a little bit of that. Let's do some releases, and then we'll be out of here. Hit it up.
All right, multi-platform releases. We got Deadliest Warrior, Ancient Combat, PS3 and Xbox 360. If you ever seen the Spike series, Deadliest Warriors, it's kind of the same premise.
Oh.
It's basically, you take Genghis Khan versus Caesar, and then they duke it out or whatever. So that's the basic idea of it. It's a little bit fighting game and everything, but it's interesting, but I'm not doing it.
0-5.
0-5.
Wow.
The next one is The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings for PC and Xbox 360. Sequel to the third-person role-playing game based on the book by... I can't pronounce his name.
Just skip it. That's how we do. We don't care.
Sapkowski. The game includes 4 different beginnings and 16 different endings. 16 different endings?
Wow.
Really? And see, there are going to be people out there that are going to go through 16 different endings because they feel they have to.
Or if they screw up the ending, they could just sell you another ending later on.
That's true.
They'll just sell it to you. They'll be like, we fucked up, but don't worry, we've got content coming your way in 1995.
DLC in a month. Yeah.
You'll get to pay for it because we're stupid and can't write an ending, but you'll pay for it because you're dumb too, and it's win-win. That's the new thing. We fix it. That's how we fix things now. We make you pay for our mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we screwed it up. It's all right. We'll just charge you for the fix.
I'm actually, and I'll say this right now about The Witcher. I played The Witcher 1, not enough.
Did you?
Yeah. Great game. The Witcher 2 actually looks even better. So I'm going to give this $4.
What?
There's no way I'm going to have time to play.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, dude, let me say this right now.
Whoa.
And maybe a lot of people don't know about this because they don't, no one plays PC games. I don't know. But they probably play on the Xbox 360. The Witcher's a sleeper hit. The Witcher 2, I don't even think it's much of a sleeper anymore. I think a lot of people are excited about this game. There's no way I have time to play it. And that makes me a sad panda. But I'm really looking forward to this game.
You gonna buy it?
No, I got no time.
Then you can't give it 4.
Yeah, I can. I'm super excited, but I'm poor. There's like
you can't. You can't.
Can I give it 3?
Yes, you can.
I give it 3.
I'll give you 3. 4's like.
But it's like
okay.
It's like if 3's here, it's like 4's like right.
You're just bumping the ceiling.
I'm
You're like,
tapping it.
I'm almost there.
Just the tip, if you will, of 4.
Ooh.
Just the tip. Continue.
All right, PC releases. Botanicula.
Well done. You are doing awesome today. This is what's great when you don't read any of this because you were super busy today. You didn't have any time, clearly, because you were playing Super Monday Night Combat. But good job. It's great.
Stop. Okay, I'm focusing. I can't.
Try your hardest.
I don't know. Whatever it says. Point-and-click exploration game. Game is about 5 tree creatures that are trying to save the last seed from their tree from parasites. It is great for the tree hunting gamers out there.
I love it. It's on Steam, though, right? So it can't be bad.
Actually, you know what? Pulse has a little side thing. Maybe if you get a chance, put next to them if they're like, full price games or the pricing, or if they're free. Then,
Pulse, do more work.
Yeah.
For LB to then not read very well.
Yeah.
And screw up.
I could do a Google search, but got Super Monday Night Combat to play, so screw that. Make it a little easier.
I like the name of this next one. What's this next one here?
Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet.
Yeah, dude.
Downloadable shooting exploratory puzzle game available from Steam. This game has been compared to Metroid and Castlevania.
That sounds cool.
It was originally made available on Xbox Live Arcade last year and is now available on Steam.
Oh, so it's a rehash game. Cool, sweet. Let's do it. Hello, who's there?
Hold on. Can everybody see that? See the background?
That's what happens.
See the wife?
That's what happens.
They're like, you've got, 5-year-old twins. The wife has to come over, stick her head in there, find out what's going on in the bathroom.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's completely normal.
Maybe she's got, the turtle poking out or something like that.
Wow. We don't, LB, no, we don't need this.
All right, anyways.
We don't.
Shadow Planet game, I'm going to give, sounds kind of interesting. I'm going to give it 2 fucks.
You can't go to 3.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
No.
All right, go ahead.
MacGuffin's Curse, 2-dimensional comedy puzzle adventure game. The story focuses on Lucas MacGuffin, who decides to steal an amulet from the Museum of MILF. Of MILF? MILF. He's going out and banging MILFs. That's what the game's about.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. No. It's from the Museum of Myth and Mysteries and becomes a werewolf. Ooh. That sounds kind of interesting. That actually sounds kind of interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, why? You get to go in there and you're like, rawr.
No.
Moon comes out and claws come out.
No.
When is anything good happen when someone is taken from a museum focusing on myth and mysteries? Odds are not in your favor on that plan.
Oh, yeah. Don't ever read, copy for a news radio station or anything. Put that on hold while you focus on other things in life. Okay?
One fuck on that game.
I want to skip PlayStation Vita. Can I do that?
Yes, we can. Unless, we've got 4 PlayStation Vita fans out there.
That's why I don't do it anymore, man.
Super angry.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, $0 on the PlayStation
Yeah,
Vita.
I'm gonna do it. It's a full unit worth of $0. That sounds terrible.
Well, do the arcade and DLC releases for us.
All right, House of the Dead 4 on the PS and the sequel to the gun-toting arcade game, now available on the PlayStation Network. The events take place between House of the Dead 2 and 3. Since we have not had a zombie game in a few weeks, which is true, what better way to bring the genre back than House of the Dead? I like House of the Dead. I'm not gonna totally shit on this game. So I'm giving it $2 because I feel like I owe it to it. Yeah, that's the thing there. I feel like it deserves it. I'm not gonna buy it, and I don't even own a PSN or whatever, PS3 or whatever you want to call it. But no. Trials Evolution. By the way, shitty games this week. Trials Evolution. Is there any good games had Witcher? Jesus. Maybe I will play Witcher just to.
I think we should say, in our opinion.
In our opinion, I'm sorry.
There's obviously there's going to be people out there that are going to play the MacGuffin's Curse.
I'll tell you what's not on this. I'll tell you what's not on this list. Tribes Ascended. All right, get that on there. I'll do my own thing for Tribes Ascended this week for the PSC. For the PSC. Tribes Ascended, fantastic game where you shoot people with laser beams and you buy stuff because you're shitty. And it makes you better. Go there, buy it now. Trials Evolution, Xbox Live, Arcade, last but certainly not least. It's the Hyped sequel. Hyped. I didn't even know what the other Trials was. All right, whatever. To the motocross obstacle game, Trials HD. This version contains multiplayer play. Ooh. Bike and rider customizations, and best of all, a track editor. Gamers can share and rate their tracks with their friends. And if you have friends that play this game, you probably don't have very many other friends, and neither do you. It's just you two. And there's Summer. Everyone wave to Summer.
Wave, Summer. Wave to everyone.
Wave.
Hi. Hi.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Quality family programming here at Tool to Play. That's all I'm going to say. And finally, since we've been doing it every week, and Pulse does it, and that's why we do it every week, because if he'd stop doing it, then we would too, because we're not going to do this by ourselves. We have the What Were They Smoking Award. And this week we've got, what is it? Infamous Award for the PC game Super Ski Runner. In this mini game, originally for the iPhone, you ski down a mountain. Everything's normal, right? Skiing. Now add in some singing trees, some pigs on a skateboard, and a skier with a Viking helmet going after pills. You've got yourself a champion. I think I got a little even thing here. Let me
you know what?
Transition this right here. All right.
I don't know. It sounds so funky.
I got it up right now.
Do we know how much it is? Is it like expensive?
Is it free? Is it a
Pulse,
freemium? Is it a freemium model? Oh, dude, I'm already digging this music. Are you kidding me? The
Let's
fucks are going up.
All right, you got trees. But some things. Here we go. Oh, look at that.
Did a 4-year-old draw this in their spare time?
I mean, maybe. I mean, it's supposed to be for a phone. It's not supposed to be for full gaming rig.
This music is freaking awesome. Oh, they got Dancing Banana. I'm in.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Good stuff. All right.
I don't know if
Dude,
honestly,
music.
It
What
was
the hell?
cheap enough, like $1.
Yeah, $1. If it's $1,
I might give it a shot. I mean, it's kind of one of those funky things
God,
you just got to try.
playing that shit.
See how it is.
It's like Skrillex on there scratching.
Wow.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to go play Super Mario Combat and tell you how awesome it is next week. What do we do next week? I think we already had a thing. We had a thing, right? Advertising in video games. That'll be next week's topic. That's like our thing now is we go too far on a topic, and then that just becomes next week's topic. It's perfect. So if you want to talk about advertising, there you go. If you want to find us on the internet, go to YouTube/Tool to Play. Subscribe. It makes us feel better about ourselves. Go to twitch.com/Tool to Play. Subscribe, follow, subscribe. In that order. Follow us on Twitter. You can hit me up at the dudes to the eyes to the rocks, DOODIROCK. Or if you really want to have a great time, possibly have a 45-minute conversation about the book that LB's reading, you can follow him at LBSUTKE for e-learning.
Hooked on phonics almost worked for me.
Great show. Glad to be back. Next week, we'll see you. Peace out, everyone in the internets. This has been
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Bye.